how do you prepare your kid for it? Like Chris, Gerasimos, how old is he now? He's 11. He's
He's
turning 11
11.
this
He's
year.
turning 11. Yeah.
Okay, let's say he's still far away from it. You know what I mean? Like from having any sort of sexual
Well,
relation.
is it far? Let's say he decides to do it at 14. That's not far.
No, it isn't. But now with everything going on, like you said, I mean, is there at some point something that you have to do with Alex to sit him down and just say, listen, there's a certain level of respect, and you can't just do anything. You can't just
Oh,
act.
absolutely. Look, the values are going to be taught. And I'm somebody who's very open. You guys know me. I'm very open about this stuff. Uh, I'm not just vulgar like when I kid around, but I'm very open. Nothing makes me too embarrassed. Like, I could talk about anything.
Yeah.
Um, and with this subject, I think you need to speak to your kid, but don't forget they're teenagers. Teenagers are going to do stupid things, right? They're driven by a lot of adrenaline, a lot of testosterone hormones, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, like you can have all the values, you can have the right mindset, but it doesn't mean he's not going to do something stupid,
Right.
right? So kids do
Yeah.
stupid things.
Things get presented to you. You have an urge. You might react to it.
Like everybody's parents at least said, "Hey, stay protected, do the right thing." But you've probably had some exceptions. You probably knew you had to do something and you didn't do it.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm saying maybe one of those days it was like, yo, I'd forget it. I'm not going to use a condom.
Yeah.
So basically your protection is my risk. You're hoping you're right. Right. So even if we even did that, so it's kind of hard to make sure that your kid doesn't do it. So you just got to teach them the right things. I guess the best thing to do is just keep the lines of communication open. So if anything does come along, he can tell you, right? He can talk to you. He can say, "Hey, this is what I'm feeling."
Flirting and hitting on people has changed. So and it's changed to something that we can relate to. So it's like his social circle will show him how to do it, man. You don't need to tell him, "Hey, when you like a girl, don't do this."
The question
He'll
is,
know what not to do.
Yeah, but
it depends. It depends. When I was young, I did stupid things.
Yeah, because everybody did stupid things.
That's right.
You sat in a circle and you laughed about it. I did this, and then I did that, and then I took a chance, and she said yes.
What I'm saying is that somewhere in my mind, I knew I was doing the wrong thing, but I still did it anyway.
I'm just saying there wasn't that risk that there is now of like being completely humiliated and called out.
Yeah, absolutely,
So these rules are applied from the social circles,
Yeah, and you could be labeled with toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
And this kid has to be tamed. This kid has, we gotta, But anyway.
Do you think it's
a tricky one?
No, it's not that it's tricky. What did I want to? Do you think that it's something that you should leave up to his social circles rather than to address it like at home?
Look, I think it's. I think kids before they become teenagers. I don't know how valid this is or if it's scientifically proven, but I'm pretty sure that around until the ages of around 11, 12, 13, let's say the preteen years, kids kind of relate a lot with their parents. So they'll take the advice. They'll listen to the parents. Around 11, 12, 13, 14, somewhere there it starts changing. And what they want is they start listening to their peers.
Yeah.
So the idea is that they're probably not going to listen to you. So you have to start working a little bit earlier. So at least the idea is in the back of their mind.
Right.
And you hope that you lodge it there like far enough that it always comes out. But you know what? If they're at a party and there's a bunch of friends and it's like, "Hey, I dare you, I do this, do that. Hey, are you, when that thing starts and the peer pressure starts, I think a parent's word kind of loses to that.
Yeah.
And you know what the scariest thing is? Like when we were at that age doing stupidities, and we've been to the house parties too, and all that peer pressure, we've all had it, like the spin the bottle and all those things,
Yeah.
No one was around with a stupid phone filming. You understand?
Sure.
Luckily enough.
Oh yeah, it was just a story. You're right.
Like nobody's there.
You're right. Yeah.
Like imagine now. I mean, your kid, your kid goes on all these social media platforms and all. Like naturally, as his parent, you're gonna follow him. You're gonna, just see, okay, what is he up to, or what is she up to? And the next thing you know, you see a video with, your son or your daughter tagged in it, doing stupidities. Like I would lose my shit.
Yeah, doing things you shouldn't have been doing. And you know what, man, you're right. Because the other thing is, let me just add to what you said. You're right. There was nobody filming. And if somebody was filming, it was a camcorder and you knew it. And you know what?
It was
It
cute.
was part of the setup.
It was rare. It was rare.
Yeah.
But now, I think what's happening now, it's not that the environment kind of makes it like nice and you're ready and you start doing stupid things and it's like, hey, let's film this. I think now it's like, hey, I want to film something, do something stupid.
Yeah.
Just you know what I mean? Just to capture it.
Yeah.
It's even worse. It's even worse because it's like I have this here. It's very easy. Do something stupid. I want to upload something. All these stupid challenges. It's the stupid challenges that make me worry more, man.
Yeah.
It's like you just want your kid to be clever enough to like want to be part of that, but just be a bystander. Just be there.
Brush on it.
Yeah, be
lightly
there.
Brush against it.
Exactly.
Lightly.
Don't be the idiot that starts the shit. You know. Don't be the guy that
Don't be in the middle of it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, these are the things that I think about. And for now, at least, my mind is at peace because they're not even there. They're not even close to that. So they're not even close to that. But, in 10 years from now, maybe a bit less, in 7-8 years, this is what I'm going to be thinking. I'm going to be thinking, geez, okay, everyone has a cell phone. What the hell is she doing? Who is she with? There's just all this added stress. I mean, our parents, of course, we did a lot of stupid things. Like the minute we walked out of the house, I can only imagine what was going on through, in my dad's head. Like, oh God, I just praying to come back in one piece because we did stupid shit. But the stupid shit ended at the end of the day.
You know what I think subconsciously, though, what it was, George? I think it was because somehow, well, either subconsciously or consciously, they trusted our judgment. I find parents today don't trust their kids' judgment because they're not as
Are they right?
not as witty.
Are they right not to?
I think so, yeah, because they're not as sharp. They're sharp for certain things, but they're more naive with other things. I think we do a lot of the living for them.
Yeah.
Like we take care of the problems. We try to avoid all the problems. Yeah. And then because they haven't seen enough obstacles or they haven't had enough adversity for them to grow and learn from, it becomes like, okay, then they just hit their face on the wall. A lot of times I'm thinking, oh man, I got to protect my kid's brain. That's how I think. And once you start learning a little bit about the brain and what it does, now it creates the filters and what it takes and how it stores it. You're like, man, I hope stupid people don't get to my son first because it's so malleable. The brain is so malleable and human beings are so programmable. You could program what you want. You can have somebody with a lot of intelligence and this is like $1 trillion computer, and then you could run this $1 trillion computer with $7 software. Guys, I'm serious. And if the software is not right,
that's a good analogy.
It's man, you're done.